everyone. Welcome to Millennium News 24/7 Politics News Update. I am with you, Azreen Abrar, and let us begin with our first news update. President Joe Biden and the Democratic National Committee raised more than $72 million for his re-election in the 10th week since he announced his 2024 candidacy. His campaign announced Friday in a strong but not record performance by an incumbent. That is all the money raised between April 25th, when Biden made his announcement, and the end of June, and includes donations to his campaign and to a network to joint fundraising arrangements with national and state parties. By comparison, President Barack Obama raised $85.6 million during the April to June quarter in 2011 when he launched his campaign for a second term, though he announced his candidacy 3 weeks earlier that April than did Biden. Next news. Only about 1 in 10 U.S. adults give high ratings to the way democracy is working in the United States or how well it represents the interests of most Americans, according to a new poll from the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. Majorities of adults says in the U.S. laws and policies do a poor job of representing what most Americans want on issues ranging from economy and government depending to gun policy, immigration, and abortion. The poll shows 53% say Congress is doing a bad job of upholding democratic values, compared to just 16% who say it's doing a good job. Next news. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis plans to file his 2024 candidacy for South Carolina's Republican presidential primary when he's in the first in the South voting state next week, becoming the first GOP hopeful to do so. DeSantis will file his paperwork at the state GOP headquarters in Columbia on Tuesday, his campaign told the Associated Press on Friday. DeSantis will make his candidacy official during his third campaign swing through South Carolina, where Republican hopefuls have been stumping for more than a year already. On Monday, he makes a stop in Tegakay, an affluent community on Lake Wylie along the state line with North Carolina. Next news. The IRS is showcasing its new capability to aggressively audit high-income tax dodgers as it makes the case for sustained funding and tries to avert budget cuts sought by Republicans who want to gut the agency. IRS leaders said they collected $38 million in delinquent taxes from more than 175 high-income taxpayers in the past few months. In one case, an individual had used money owed to the government to buy a Maserati and a Bentley, and roughly 100 high-income people tried to get favorable tax treatment through Puerto Rico without meeting certain tax requirements. Many of those cases are expected to face criminal investigation. Next news. The chair of Federal Trade Commission defended her aggressive legal strategy toward the country's biggest technology companies Thursday as House Republicans charged that the agency has become overzealous and politicized under President Joe Biden. Republicans charged that Lina Khan is harassing Twitter since its acquisition by Elon Musk, arbitrarily suing large tech companies and declining to recuse herself from certain cases. In April, the committee subpoenaed Khan and an investigation by the panel that concluded the agency went after Musk for political reasons. A short break from the daily English news of Millennium News 24/7. Stay tuned and I will be back with you, Azreen Abrar. Hello everyone, I am Azreen Abrar and I will be hosting a new show called the Azreen Forum, a platform for diverse perspectives. This show can be viewed globally through many platforms such as Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, all smart TV platforms, and also through all local network cables. You can also view this globally Horizon satellite, Beyond the Boundary, or just simply search up www.millenniumnews24.com/live or www.millenniumtv24.com/live. Continue watching the show, the Azreen Forum, a platform for diverse perspectives. Stay tuned and thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to Millennium News 24/7 Politics News Update, and I am back with you, Azreen Abrar. Let us resume with our news update. Italians are using social media to denounce a court verdict clearing a school janitor of a sexual assault charge for groping a 17-year-old student because it only lasted around 5 to 10 seconds. The teenager said the man came up from behind her as she was pulling up her trousers while walking with a friend up the stairs in a Rome high school and slipped his hand beneath her underpants, according to court documents. Pulling on the undergarments, he then lifted her slightly in the air. He admitted to groping her in the April 2022 incident but claimed it was a joke. Next news. The Guatemalan government's clumsy interference with its presidential election has turned a global spotlight on rampant corruption that previously had received only limited international attention. President Alejandro Giammattei was deeply unpopular at home, but other than occasional reprobation from the United States and Europe, managed to consolidate his control of the justice system completely, upending a long-lasting anti-corruption campaign in the country with little consequence. Next news. President Joe Biden on Thursday said it is irresponsible of a Republican senator from Alabama to block confirmation of military officers in protest in a Defense Department policy that pays for travel when a service member has to go out of state to get an abortion or reproductive care. He is jeopardizing the U.S. security by what he's doing, Biden said of Senator Tommy Tuberville. It's just totally irresponsible in my view. More than 260 nominations are stalled by Tuberville, including Biden's pick for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. America's top military officer, the U.S. Marine Corps, is currently without a confirmed leader for the first time in a century because of the block. It also affects scores of 1, 2, and 3-star officers who are assigned to new base commands. Next news. Russian President Vladimir Putin wants to attend an economic summit in South Africa next month, and the country is desperately trying to persuade him to stay away to avoid the legal and diplomatic fallout over his international arrest warrant. South Africa's deputy president said in an interview with a news website on Friday. As a signatory to the treaty establishing the International Criminal Court, South Africa is obliged to arrest Putin on an indictment the court issued against the Russian leader in March for war crimes involving the abduction of children from Ukraine. Next news. Christian and Muslim leaders in Kenya are urging President William Ruto to repeal a finance bill whose new taxes have sparked protests and police killings of civilians, warning that Kenyans face a level of hopelessness that can easily inspire insurrection, Friday's statement by national religious organizations came as the main political opposition group announced the next protest would take place next Wednesday, and as Ruto declared it would not be allowed. Human rights watchdogs have asserted that police killed as many as 10 people in the latest protest this week, while a police office official told the Associated Press that officers killed at least 6 across the country for distributing business. Meanwhile, more than 50 children were sent to a medical clinic after tear gas was thrown into a school in the capital, Nairobi. A short break from the daily English news of Millennium News 24/7. Stay tuned, and I will be back with you again, Azreen Abrar. Hello everyone, I am Azreen Abrar and I will be hosting a new show called the Azreen Forum, a platform for diverse perspectives. This show can be viewed globally through many platforms such as Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, all smart TV platforms, and also through all local network cables. You can also view this globally Horizon satellite, Beyond the Boundary, or just simply search up www.millenniumnews24.com/live or www.millenniumtv24.com/live. Continue watching the show, the Azreen Forum, a platform for diverse perspectives. Stay tuned, and thank you. Let us resume with our news. The House passed a sweeping defense bill Friday that provides an expected 5.2% pay raise for service members, but strays from traditional military policy with Republican add-ons blocking abortion coverage, diversity initiatives at the Pentagon, and transgender care that deeply divided the chamber. Democrats voted against the package, which had sailed out of the House Armed Services Committee on an almost unanimous vote weeks ago before being loaded with the GOP priorities during a heated last night floor debate this week. Moldova's prime minister said Friday that he accepted the resignations of 3 ministers, including the interior minister, which comes 2 weeks after a shooting at the country's main international airport that left 2 security officers dead. Prime Minister Doran Rikine said in a media briefing that Interior Minister Anna Revenko, the Infrastructure and Regional Development Minister Lilia Davija, and Science and Education Minister Anatoly Topat all handed in their resignations on Thursday. But he did not say why they quit. Next news. At least 15 migrants have been found dead off Tunisia's coast and its border with Algeria this week, authorities said Friday, as sub-Saharan Africans face increasing tensions in Tunisia and more people seek to leave or transit through the country en route to Europe. The Tunisian Coast Guard retrieved the bodies of 13 migrants on Wednesday night and rescued 25 others off the port city of Sfax, according to a statement from the Interior Ministry. Sfax has been the main departure point in Tunisia for people seeking to reach Europe on risky boat journeys across the Mediterranean Sea, often toward the Italian island of Lampedusa. The city has also seen clashes between local residents and groups of migrants. After the death of a Tunisian man led to reprisals against the migrants, hundreds were deported to desert areas on Libyan and Algerian borders. Next news. Serbia suspended all arms exports for 30 days, the defense minister said Friday, just days after the United States imposed sanctions on the Balkan country's intelligence chief over alleged illegal arms deals and other criminal activities. Defense Minister Milos said that the export ban is necessary in order to fulfill the needs of the Serbian army and boost its combat readiness amid the simmering crisis in the Balkan region. It does not mean Serbia is going to war or calling for war, but we are looking at all security risks and challenges, he said. Next news. The political party that captured first place in Tallinn's general election 2 months ago, only to see the country's unelected senators block its expectations of taking power, announced Friday it's fighting back and seeking to change the law to take away the Senate's de facto veto over who can form a new government. After the surprise May 14th victory of the Progressive Move Forward Party, it assembled an 8-party coalition that together had captured 312 seats, a clear majority in the House of Representatives. On that basis, it has the right to try to form a new government and on Thursday sought to have party leader. 42-year-old businessman turned political Peter named Prime Minister. This was in the Politics News update of Millennium News 24/7. Log in to get the latest news. Our all social networking site Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok is Millennium News 24. Also, our YouTube channel is News Channel M24. Viewers now on both network broadcasting Android and iOS devices. Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, also all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our entertainment and latest news and views. Our Millennium TV app, Millennium TV USA Android, Millennium TV Google, www.millenniumtv24.com. Stay with Millennium News 24. Thank you so much, and I will be back with you soon. Azreen Abrar.